The blood core laces are finally done, so check them out below. If you've been needing a pair for your Drifter 3s, your Bear Slayers, your Indy 1s, any of your boots and shoes to match your blood core kilties, to match your blood core belt, to match your blood core everything. So now we got the blood core laces done and people have been hounding us to get these. So get them before they're gone, check them out below, get yourself some blood core laces. Saucony. When these came in the shop, Jaren thought they were socks. I thought they were socks. I think Sam was like, no, it's the Saucony brand. I was like, oh, that makes more sense. I don't understand why they shipped socks and shoe boxes anyways. And so these just arrived at the shop. I think Saucony just was like, hey, we like the channel. We'll send you some stuff to unbox. If the brand, or if the people are interested, we can cut these in half and do a little review. So if you do want to see these cut, let me know. Saucony. This is my dream come true. Because if you watch this channel long enough, you've probably heard me butcher any other language and any other word except for the most commonly used US language words, like Saucony. I would like Saucony? Yeah, I don't know. So like, I'm always complaining about brands that have funny names not having phonetic spellings, and this is the ultimate version of solving that problem. Saucony. Saucony. I love it. So who is Saucony? Let me tell you. Okay, Saucony. So as far as I understood was Saucony is like a running shoe exclusively a running shoe brand. So let's see what the About Us says. 1898 is where it all began. What? Since then, Saucony has become one of the world's leading running brands. Built on a legacy of performance, Saucony continues to offer best-in-class running shoes, running apparel, and timeless retro footwear that has helped shape who we are today. We exist to inspire and serve all humans to live their best lives by providing access to running and celebrating self-expression and creating a better world. Nice. As much as I love like the philanthropic stuff and the save the world and save humans type thing, I mostly am here for shoes. And I want to know what your brand is, why it's different. Tell me more about the history. Like, cool, objectives of trying to make the world a better place. I appreciate it, but I'm here for shoes. I want to be convinced of how cool your brand is, why it's been around for 128 years. So, see, Saucony was founded in 1989 with over a century of running in our blood. We've evolved from a local factory to a global brand in the suburbs of Boston, isn't New Balance in Boston? Inspiring good runs worldwide. We know Saucony isn't the easiest word to say, but there's a story behind it. Our logo is inspired by the Saucony Creek in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, where our brand began and water flowed around the 3 district boulders. Today they stand for guiding boulders of our brand: good performance, good health, and good community. I want to know more about the history. I don't care about any of this other stuff. I want to know the stories. I get so bummed when brands don't do that. If you've actually been around for 128 years, I would have that front and center on everything. And obviously runners probably don't care much about history as I do. But I'm like, you guys have been around that long. Like, why don't you just like make it part of your thing? Like, prove to people why you've been around this long. There's so many brands popping up left and right. Don't you want to like lean in on why you've been around so long? Let's fact check them. Maybe something's up with this. Saucony is an American brand of athletic footwear and apparel founded in 1898. The company is owned by, so it's a Wolverine worldwide. So Wolverine owns them. That makes a lot of sense. Wolverine makes good stuff and they make bad stuff. You know, they're so big and they have so many products and so many different brands. You can find a good shoe from them and you can find a bad shoe from them. But that kind of makes me understand, because Wolverine is, I think, like the 3rd largest footwear manufacturer in the world. Let's find out. $1.5 billion in sales, operating for over 140 years. So is Saucony saying they've been around because they're owned by Wolverine worldwide? The company boasts a presence in roughly 170 to 200 countries and territories. Its reported revenue is $2.68 billion in 2022. Wow, that is huge. Is Wolverine worldwide the biggest company? No, Wolverine is not the biggest footwear company in the world. Nike is the world's largest footwear brand. It is a major player. I know it's up there. I feel like last time I saw it was like top 3. So you gotta hand it to them. Must be doing something right, even if there's a few, I've got some good Wolverine reviews, I got some bad Wolverine reviews, but that makes sense. It's very corporatized, very washed of history and washed of the DNA of the brand. That sometimes happens when giant corporations buy up brands. They just, they're just running so many brands and they just streamline everything. They cut all the fluff out. And that's why sometimes you don't see a lot of like unique stuff happening in the footwear industries by these giant corporations. Sometimes it just doesn't happen because they're not worried about innovation. They're not worried about telling the story. They're worried about selling products. But that doesn't mean they're bad shoes. Like I said, Wolverine makes good stuff and bad stuff, and they've been around for that long. There's got to be a reason. I have no idea what the reason is because they don't promote it. So let's see what Saucony sent us. Box number 1, Saucony. That's the brightest freaking shoe I've ever seen in my entire life. It doesn't even register on the camera. I was like, oh, like, what is that? What is it? Is it Indiana Jones? Oh yeah, they open up the Ark of the Covenant. That's what I was trying to emulate. Running shoes through and through. Oh, this super foam stuff is so crazy to me. It's such high rebound foam, and it feels like it feels cheap because of how light it is, and obviously it's not cheap because it's like high-tech running foam. Got a carbon plate looking like it's running through there. It's like kind of alien core colors. That's cool. I'm curious how anatomical this shoe is. Let me pull the insole out. That's not bad. It's a little more regular shoe shaped. Dang, this shoe is crazy. There's like this hexagonal pattern down there on the inside. Look how light and breathable that mesh is. And so, you know, most of what this video is just unboxing them and showing you guys what they are so that we can decide, do you guys want me to cut all these? Is it a running shoe showdown? Is it a history video? Is it just one of these? Is there most popular shoe you want me to cut? So let me know in the comments, because if this video doesn't get any views, we probably won't do it. But if it does get a lot of views, you guys want to see it, we'll do it. A little more trail running version looks like. I gotta turn this exposure down. That is an interesting trail runner. Kind of blending the high performance super foam shoes with a trail runner. It's pretty interesting material right there. It's like a TPU overlay. I can't even hardly see these colors on the screen. See that kind of texture there? Let me see how anatomical this one is. I'm just on a kick because I recorded like 3 videos today where I was kind of lightly comparing some things to the Rose Anvil last that we've been designing. That's really interesting. Look how far back this sweeps. You got a lot of room back through here, which is not usually what you see in a lot of, yeah, cause see this is like your big toe knuckle? That's really brought back there. That's nice. That's probably super comfy. So it's not very anatomical, but it's a little bit wider than maybe your everyday shoes, like Converse or Vans that are pretty narrow. Whoa, this insole is crazy feeling. That is like, this feels like Boost foam, but it's like a lighter, more squishy Boost foam. You can see all the little cells in there. I'm gonna throw these in a pair of shoes. My concern with this type of foam would be it's not very durable, you know, for like long use on like work boots. You know, I think this is more of a running shoe where I don't know how long it takes before you have to replace these. I'm not into the running world, clearly, but that's really nice. I bet that's so freaking comfy. Next, Saucony. No knives needed today. I guess I'll show you a couple I've been playing with. Got the cobalt aluminum handle ones. They're okay. It's just a little bit, I don't feel safe with it. It's just a little spring bar right there that holds it in place. Got the Lander 5 I've always got next to my unboxing because I literally always forget to bring a knife in. Oh, and this Kershaw. This is a fake one I got from TikTok, but buy the real deal. Whoa. There's so much foam in shoes right now. And like, that's why, you know, we've been doing a few videos of a lot of these super foam shoes that all these other guys that review footwear are like, these are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. And they're just walking around their apartment. And I'm like, yeah, they might be the squishiest shoes you've ever worn, but are they actually the most comfortable? Like, is it good for your joints? Because every time I wear one of these shoes casually, my knees are aching, my legs are like been twitching all day trying to stabilize, so my like stabilizing muscles are really worn out. And I just don't, I never walk in these. I don't know how people wear them every day. I've even like concerts, I did a little concert shoe series where I was in Florida at a 4-day concert and I was like dying, so I kept going back to the shoe store, buying a different pair of shoes every day, and I kept getting more and more foam, and yet I kept getting more and more uncomfortable, and my legs got more and more tired, and that's when I was like, I think people are wrong. I think there's something with these super foam running shoes are running shoes. They're not casual shoes. They're running shoes. And like a lot of people wear them casually. And I think with those videos, people are like, yeah, I'm with you, bro. Like, I can't wear them. And so I think the industry's changing a little bit. It's hopefully for casual, because honestly, I can't believe people wear them around so much. Let's look at this insole. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Comfy stuff. I really want to try these. But I guess what I was getting at is because of all these super foam running shoes and how soft all shoes have gotten over the last 20 years, they're too squishy for me. They're too unstable. And so that's why we've been literally for 2.5 years designing an insole that combines the squish of modern foam from Ortholite plus veg tan leather on top. So you get the actual compression to the shapes, the leather compresses the shape of your foot, and it's veg tan leather, so it's gonna stabilize the shoe, it's gonna stabilize your foot on the inside so you're not canoeing the bottom of your foot. Like this is how it feels when wearing those, this worst example. Okay, pretend this is the bottom of my foot. It feels like my foot is like getting bent inside the shoe. That's why we came with the saddle soles. But these also seem very comfy. But you know, I guess that's the point I was getting at. It's like super squish, super, like everything is squishy. There's a piece of fabric under lots of squishy foam. The lasting board is squishy foam. The entire midsole of like 2 inches is squishy foam with just a little bit of rubber on the bottom. That's because they're running shoes. I'm not talking trash about running shoes. I'm more just saying like people that wear these casually, I think you might be in more pain because of these shoes than you think. And that's why we invented the saddle sole. Shameless plug. Let's check out the saddle soles below if they're still available. I think people are gonna eat those saddle soles up. Nobody's ever done anything like it. And that's why we had to keep it top secret, because so many brands are always ripping off our ideas and stealing our concepts, but they're ready. So check out the saddle soles below. Oh, let's save the best for last. Look at all that. That's like the same kind of boost foam stuff. Is it actually boost foam though? Let's find out. I really like boost foam. I think there's a reason why it was so popular for so long. And it's not quite as squishy as some of the other stuff. Meifeng, oh that's the factory. Endorphin. So like I said, English is hard. Is this the same shoe as this one? It is, right? No, they're similar. Very similar, but different outsoles. Okay, let's figure out what the foam is. I really like that they do tell you how cushioning and how supportive it is, because then because I'm kind of complaining about this generally, about these super foam shoes worn for casual. Like, but this is clearly scientific revolution in footwear. Like, there's a reason why records are being beat year after year after year as this technology advances, as more rebound foam really just pushes the limits of human capabilities of running. So, I'm more talking the casual use. And like, if we do a video of this, it'd probably be a lot more of like, these super foams are so crazy, look at the rebound of this, because they are like a quite an impressive engineering feat. If you look back 50 years compared to today, it's pretty crazy. And I like that they're telling the customers what these shoes actually are. What's the cushioning? What's the offset? How much drop do you have? What's the weight? What is it actually for? Saucony's doing it the right way. Like, so many of these other brands that are pretending to be running shoe brands don't even give you the information you need. And that's why people are wearing running shoes as casual shoes, because they're not telling you that these are race day high performance shoes. They're not casual shoes. Whereas Nike implies like, for the race or wherever else you maybe want to go in them. I don't know, I can't technically tell you can walk in them because I don't want a lawsuit, but do whatever you want. These guys are like, no, these are race day high performance shoes. Like, these are not casual shoes, which I love. A huge shout out, number one, the phonetic spelling of Saucony. Saucony, love it. Huge shout out number two is they actually are telling you what you're buying. They're telling you what it's for, how it's used, and even if I can't necessarily tell them apart, they make me hype, because this is like the most boost type foam shoe that I've ever seen. I don't know for sure if it's boost. They didn't say on their website that I saw. It's cool. I like it. It's crazy how light these things are. So you gotta give it up to Saucony. They're an actual brand that's informing their consumers, and you know what you're actually getting from them. So huge shout out to Saucony for sending these in. If you have a pair of really soft squishy shoes and you do need a little stability in them, you want a little bit of that heritage feel, you want to reduce the smell by having veg tan leather underneath your foot with the rough ups, it gives you a little bit of grip. That's why we designed saddle soles. So I don't think this was intended to be sponsored by the saddle soles, but it is now. So check out the saddle soles below. And huge shout out again to Saucony for sending these in, and let me know which of these you want us to cut. You want me to cut all of them? Let me know, because I want to do it now. I'm probably gonna do it either way, because I'm very intrigued by the foams that they're using and the thicknesses, the densities. It's really interesting what they're doing. So thank you guys. See ya.